Hey, people's people, how you doing today? I'm a registered independent, and I consider myself a man of much humor, you know. Um, with and I dabble in philosophy and science and whatnot. Okay, so have you ever noticed nobody uses the word treason? No politicians say treason. They don't accuse each other of treason. I think there's a reason for that, right? Is They don't want to set precedents, right? And this is just my opinion. My First Amendment right of opinion. Yeah. And they don't want to set precedent, but treason seems to be everywhere. Both Democrats and Republicans are guilty of treason. There's plenty of politicians guilty of treason. It looks like, maybe. Of course, it'd have to be a trial and everything. And then there's war crimes, and there's not a whole lot of discussion of who's committing war crimes either. Anyway, but, those carry like death penalty things. And, what I find humorous, when it comes to death penalty stuff, is the guillotine. Yeah, the guillotine. I kind of think there should be a guillotine set up right down in Washington, D.C. someplace, Like a guillotine arena, you might say. Then they have to like drive past it or walk past it every day, like they get to see it, And it should say, guillotine arena, in big letters up there or something. And it should be televised for sure. And don't you think that would straighten out all the politicians, no matter who they are? No matter if they're Democrat or Republican, it wouldn't matter. It just all of a sudden, and I'll tell you what else. I bet you a lot of billionaires would stop wanting to be politicians. A lot of lawyers too. They wouldn't want to be politicians. And then you know what you'd have? You'd have like common people, like janitors and carpenters and nurses and whatnot, who are willing to be politicians because they've been good people their whole lives. And they believe in the greater good for all. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be funny? To change everything like that? That would be funny. Yeah. So, also, I think, who else qualifies for that? Is, of course, like mass murderer people and stuff. But it'd have to be a lot of evidence, like indisputable, 100%. If there's any doubt at all, then you just give them life in prison, But also pedophiles, I would say, that take advantage of children under the age of 13. That's a death penalty, motherfucker. That's a death penalty. Yeah. Over the age of 13, maybe prison for a long time, Because I don't know about you, but when I was 14, I was having sex, because I wanted to. Nobody was forcing me to. And I don't think you can deny, teenagers, they want to have sex. So that's up to them, I believe in the rights, and the other thing is we're animals and it's natural and that's what we want to do, when our hormones hit. So there's that. But I think we should encourage our politicians to start accusing each other of treason, where it's appropriate, of course. Wouldn't that be fun? Have a good day.